When an emotionally broken man is using a woman, he'll show these signs. Love should be a safe haven, but for some women, it's a battlefield. Did you know that a significant number of emotionally manipulative relationships go unnoticed until it's too late? Today, we're diving deep into the signs that an emotionally broken man might be using you. Recognizing these signs can save you from heartache and help you reclaim your happiness. Stay with me until the end because I reveal a shocking bonus sign you won't want to miss. Let's begin. Sign number 1. Actions versus words. Have you noticed a disconnect between what he says and what he does? An emotionally broken man will often shower you with sweet words and make you feel special, but his actions tell a different story. He might promise to be there for you during tough times, but when you reach out, he's nowhere to be found. Calls go unanswered, texts ignored. Imagine this. He plans a romantic dinner and tells you he can't wait to see you, but then he cancels at the last minute with a flimsy excuse or doesn't show up at all. This behavior can leave you feeling confused and undervalued. He might say he loves you, but these are just words. Without actions, they mean nothing. If he keeps making promises but never follows through, it's a clear sign that he's not truly invested in the relationship. Sign number 2. Everything is a joke. Does he turn everything into a joke, especially when you try to have deep conversations? An emotionally broken man often uses humor as a defense mechanism to avoid vulnerability and keep things superficial. Imagine trying to ask him about his dreams, childhood, fears, or even the state of your relationship, and he responds with a joke or quickly changes the subject. This constant deflection can leave you feeling unheard, unimportant, and isolated. You don't understand why he is unwilling to talk about important stuff. The truth is, if he consistently avoids serious discussions and turns everything into a joke, it's a sign that he's broken and not ready to commit. Sign number 3. He's all about sex, not about feelings. Does he come to visit you and the first thing on his mind is jumping into bed? An emotionally broken man might constantly seek physical affection, especially sex. After an intimate moment, he immediately gets up to leave, avoiding any opportunity for a deeper connection. This behavior leaves you feeling unheard, unimportant, and emotionally distant. If every time you two see each other, he's quick to initiate jumping into bed with you but never shows interest in your thoughts, dreams, or fears, then you're dealing with a man who is using you for his physical comfort. This will only lead to a broken heart if you let this relationship continue. If he's unwilling to share his feelings or support yours, it's a clear sign that he's not ready to engage on a deeper level. Don't ignore the imbalance. Physical affection is important, but without emotional intimacy, it's impossible to build a truly meaningful and fulfilling relationship. Sign number 4. Fear of intimacy. Does he have a history of short-term relationships? An emotionally broken man often fears true intimacy and commitment. It is a huge red flag if he mentions a string of short-term flings. He might tell you he hasn't found the right person yet, but the truth is, he's avoiding the deep emotional bonds that come with long-term relationships. He uses these brief encounters to fulfill immediate needs without the vulnerability of true intimacy. You might notice, even in your relationship, that he's attentive and affectionate in the beginning, but as you start talking about the future or exclusivity, he becomes distant or makes excuses to spend less time together. This can be confusing and painful, especially if you're looking for something lasting. So pay attention to this. If he's always ending things as they get serious, it's a sign he's broken and not ready to commit. Sign number 5. Inconsistency. Is he often unpredictable, leaving you wondering where you stand? One day, he's showering you with attention and affection. The next, he's distant and unavailable. This hot and cold behavior is a major red flag that an emotionally broken man is using you. Imagine this. He might be incredibly loving and present one week, constantly texting you, planning dates, and showing interest in your life. But then, suddenly, he becomes distant, stops responding to your messages, cancels plans at the last minute, or seems emotionally withdrawn. This inconsistency confuses you, and you might think, what am I doing wrong? The truth is that it is not about you. It is him. If he frequently changes his behavior without explanation or becomes defensive when you bring it up, it's a sign he's broken and not fully ready to invest in this relationship. If he can't provide consistency, it might be time to move on. Sign number 6, lack of closeness. Does he seem to keep his guard up, never letting you truly in? An emotionally broken man often maintains a barrier that prevents deep connection. Imagine trying to have a heart-to-heart conversation about your relationship or future. Instead of opening up, he diverts the conversation or gives vague answers. You share your deepest thoughts and feelings, but he never reciprocates. Furthermore, he avoids making long-term plans or meeting important people in your life, keeping a constant emotional distance. This lack of closeness leaves you feeling isolated and uncertain. Emotional closeness is essential for a fulfilling relationship. If he's unwilling to let you in, it's a sign he's emotionally broken and not ready to commit. Sign number 7. He never puts your needs first. Do you feel like your needs always come second to his? An emotionally broken man often prioritizes his own needs over yours, leaving you feeling unimportant. Imagine this. You've had a rough week and suggest a quiet evening together, but he insists on going out with his friends instead. Or when you ask for his support on something important, he quickly changes the topic to his own problems. It doesn't stop there. He might even make plans without consulting you, expecting you to just go along with whatever he decides. In a healthy relationship, both partners should feel equally valued and considered. If he consistently puts his needs first and ignores yours, it's a major red flag that an emotionally broken man is using you. Sign number 8. Considers expressing his feelings as being weak. Does he avoid showing his emotions, seeing vulnerability as a weakness? An emotionally broken man often fears that expressing his feelings makes him appear weak. Imagine this. You've had a rough day and want to talk about it. But when you open up, he dismisses your concerns or changes the subject to something trivial. When you try to discuss your relationship or feelings, he mocks the conversation, calling it unnecessary drama. He may also make you feel bad for expressing your own feelings. For example, when you cry or show vulnerability, he might say things like, "Stop being so sensitive," or "You're overreacting." This leaves you feeling sad and unimportant. In a healthy relationship, both partners should feel safe expressing their emotions. If he consistently avoids showing his feelings and criticizes you for expressing yours, it's a sign he's not ready for a genuine, intimate relationship. Sign number 9. Makes you feel guilty. Is he making you feel guilty even when you haven't done anything wrong? An emotionally broken man might use guilt to manipulate and control you. Imagine this. You express a need for more time together because you miss him, but he accuses you of being too needy. When you bring up something that upsets you, he turns it around, making you feel like the problem is with you, not him. He might also blame you for his own mistakes. For example, if he's late for a date, he might say, "If you hadn't texted me so much, I would have been on time," making you feel responsible for his tardiness. This constant guilt tripping can leave you feeling confused and insecure. Don't ignore this behavior. If he's constantly making you feel guilty, it is a clear sign that he is broken and just using you. Sign number 10. Hypersensitivity. Have you ever felt that you need to walk on eggshells with him because he might be offended even by the jokes you make? An emotionally broken man may take jokes, playful teasing, or casual remarks too seriously, making it hard to maintain a relaxed and enjoyable dynamic in a relationship. Imagine this. You make a lighthearted joke about something minor, like his favorite TV show, and he responds with unexpected anger or hurt feelings. Instead of laughing it off or joining in the fun, he becomes defensive or upset, creating an awkward and uncomfortable atmosphere. Sharing jokes and keeping the mood light is essential for a happy relationship. If he constantly takes offense, it is a sign that he is broken and unable to provide you with a healthy and balanced relationship. Here's the shocking bonus sign. He's afraid of losing you. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Despite all his negative behaviors, an emotionally broken man often fears being alone. He might become overly possessive or controlling, not because he truly values the relationship, but because he fears abandonment. This fear can lead him to use emotional manipulation to keep you close, even if he's not willing to fully commit. He wants to ensure you stay with him, driven more by his insecurities than genuine affection. There you have it. These signs can help you recognize if an emotionally broken man is using you. Remember, you deserve a relationship filled with mutual respect, genuine affection, and emotional intimacy. Don't settle for less. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insightful relationship advice. See you in the next video.